Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here on the Daily Racing Form YouTube. Gino Buccola alongside producer Bobby as we get ready to preview big race up at Century Mile this weekend on Saturday. They actually have 7 stakes for Alberta breds. We're going to take a look at race number 7, which is the Alberta Breeders Handicap. $60,000 up for grabs in all of these stakes races. So we'll be watching in on the big day up at Century Mile on Saturday. Thought that this field was interesting because you have Flash for Danny, who's 7-5, coming off a third place finish most recently in a stakes race. That was going 1.25 miles. The horse that's intriguing to me is Patriotic Freedom based on how the race will shape up. Patriotic Freedom is 6-1, and I think this horse could get loose on the front end. Let's take a look at the Timeform US pace projector and how Timeform US thinks this race will play out. They have it as a fast pace, and it wouldn't really shock me if Patriotic Freedom ended up getting a little company up front. But I really do think the races that he's coming out of, those sprint races where he's going sub 22 fractions to the early quarter, just seem like much quicker than the rest of the field has been dealing with. So I'm hoping he can run them off their feet. Let's meet the field here for the Alberta Breeders Handicap, and we'll start things out with the number 1, Our Sunshine, who's in really nice form right now. We have a replay of Our Sunshine winning his second straight race. He actually started his career 0 for 20 and has now won back-to-back races. The lack of early speed does put him in a tough spot, though, because he will have to come from way out of it at some points. And I'm a little curious if this race, they maybe get strung out based on a really fast horse like Patriotic Freedom stretching out here. So Our Sunshine in nice form, has improved a little bit more with more distance in the last couple races, but I still need to see another step forward from Our Sunshine. We move to the number 2. That is the Shack. He's just not in the greatest of form right now. He did legit stumble at the start back on July the 11th, but really no excuses on August the 23rd, and it was tough for me to build a really strong case for this one. We move to the number 3, Flash for Danny. And this is another one we have a replay of. Flash for Danny was third most recently in a stakes race on August the 23rd, was inside about 5 or 6 lengths off, moved up to fourth, about 2 lengths off, tried to angle around, but was a little bit flat late. And this was at 1.25 miles. So you are getting a cutback here to 1.116 miles. That could help Flash for Danny. Maybe just have a little bit more late punch in this race. Flash for Danny finishing third in that stakes there on August the 23rd. And to me, probably the one to beat and like a measuring stick for a horse that you feel like will come running late. Flash for Danny beat Smart Play on August the 4th. They were right on the wire that day. The number 4 Smart Play is quick, but likes to settle for minor awards. Is a 6-time winner with 10 seconds and 4 thirds. So you can see twice as many of those minor awards as the victories. I'm a little worried about Smart Play because of the presence of Patriotic Freedom right next door. If Patriotic Freedom wasn't in this race, I would think you could upgrade Smart Play. But we move to the very sharp Patriotic Freedom, who will be my top selection in here. The last 2 races just seemed like a different horse. They were very intent on getting this guy to the lead. They used his speed early. They were able to clear off and open up. I thought the August 22nd race was very impressive. We actually have a replay of that one as well. What actually happened in here, he was quick to the lead. And there were 5 horses across the track that all wanted to show speed. Patriotic Freedom got shuffled back to third behind horses, but he was able to sit back and then push through. So it showed me, even if he doesn't get a perfect trip, if he has to encounter some things, he can overcome that. I think he's just in really nice form right now. Patriotic Freedom trying to win a 3rd in a row. Let's see if he can get loose on the front end. We round out the field with the number 6, Brody's Pal. Comes off of a 3rd place finish. The issue I have with Brody's Pal, when you look at his overall record, you can see 2 for 32, 10 seconds and 6 thirds. So he's a horse who likes to settle for those minor awards. He actually got a perfect setup with a couple of horses battling in front. He angled around. He was just okay for third. Absolutely no excuses. Just flat in that spot late. So more of an under type for me as we round out the field and we move to selections. Big thanks to all of you for tuning in, and we'd love to hear from you. If you have any selections, post yours down in the comments section for all of our videos. For me in this race, it's going to be the number 5, Patriotic Freedom, looking for a 3rd consecutive win. I hope he's able to steal this race on the front end. I think the 3 horses The likely horse to beat, Flash for Danny, but will be a short price in here. Then you get to the number 4, Smart Play, who will also be forwardly placed. I think the 6, Brody's Pal, will round things out on the outside. Best of luck playing the races on Saturday over at Century Mile.